so much.
Caroline, I'm so excited because we finally got to meet Ryan on the hills. How does it feel to finally debut your relationship to the world?
Well, after debuting, getting rejected to the world, it was nice to actually, debut somebody that things are working out with. So it was a really good feeling, and it's just like he liked it, very minimal. He's not super excited to be on television, so I'm excited that you guys got to meet him.
I'm excited too. I'm also very excited because we're finally getting to see more Caroline on the show.
Yay!
It's been about time, right? I mean, it's nice to see that you have your own storyline, and there's a lot of like really touching storylines. One that I want to bring up because of last week's episode is Justin's. He had a very heart-to-heart with his dad. How do you think that went, and do you think he's ready for that wife and kids family life?
I mean, I can't speak for Justin, but I do think it's amazing, and I can tell by like all the comments on the Hill stuff that all the fans are loving seeing him grow up a little bit. So yeah, he was always, the #1 hottie on the Hills. So to see him, just have real life feelings and everything, I think is really awesome. The show is exciting in that way,
Also exciting, and something I definitely want to talk about, is the drama with the Pratts. Because from what I know about your entire career, growing up with a lot of these cast members behind the scenes, and also being very close to the Pratts with your daughter growing up and Gunnar growing up, it's interesting to see the dynamic. I would have expected you guys to be really close friends on the show. So why do you think that's not appearing and showing off on the cameras?
I think that I thought that we were all going to go into it like being a lot closer too, and I think just some people look at this show as an opportunity to like really like share their story and have people relate to them, and just kind of really like dive into some serious issues and stuff like that. And some people look at this show as like a game and like this trophy to be won and all of that, and that's just not my vibe. So I think we quickly found out that like our vibes didn't mesh well. They were kind of like oil and water in a lot of ways. So I just didn't really fight to be friends with people that clearly didn't want to be friends with me.
Is that the vibe that you got from day one? Like, did something go down that you're like, oh, okay, got it? Or was it more just like a mental note?
No, stuff went down where I was like, ooh, that left me with a really yucky feeling, for sure.
Like what?
Well, I had already mentioned it a couple of times, but like, one of the first nights we were filming during COVID, like when we came back to filming, Spencer just out of nowhere says, there was like rumors buzzing that I was kind of crushing on Caitlin, and he just kind of says to me out of nowhere, like, I don't know, I don't remember it word for word, and I hope that the Hills actually like flashes back to it or something, because then you can see it. But he says to me, Caitlin would never go for you, she's not going to go down from Miley Cyrus, she's only going to go up, and you're just a civilian. And I was like, well, I mean, first of all, I don't even like the word civilian, because we're all just humans. You know what I mean? Like,
and
what does that mean?
Are you putting Caitlin only
people
likes
on different
fame.
Levels of different people? Right. That's also just also calling her a star effer. You know what I mean? Try not to cuss on these shows anymore. I accidentally did it on morning television, which was really bad.
It's okay. Forgive and forget. Moving on.
I felt so bad. Just that the whole thing makes me so angry that when I'm asked about it, I just kind of like word vomit.
Well, yeah, because it's your reality. They call it reality TV for a reason.
Exactly.
I mean, it's super interesting to me because it seems like it's affecting more than just you. It's not like the Pratts are out to get you. It seems like they have a problem with this whole show and the entire cast, especially what they've been saying in the media. Yeah. So I'm curious what you have to say about this, because from my point of view, they were able, and by they I mean the producers of the show, were able to put on entertainment for us viewers in the time of a global pandemic, which I can only imagine was so difficult, and I can only imagine this isn't sitting well with the production company that they're talking poorly on them as this is running. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I can't imagine that they're thrilled, you know?
Yeah, no.
Cannot imagine that they would be thrilled, that anybody would be thrilled, that, you know, you give somebody an opportunity, a lucrative opportunity, and something like potentially like career, you know, like life-changing, and then you go and kind of poop on it. Here I go, trying not to cuss again. And you go and you poop all over it, and you know, just really just pay no mind to the people that worked, you know, tirelessly, and also like, you know, somewhat fearfully through COVID and having to be tested every day, and just all of the, you know, COVID officers, and just so much took place that it's just, ugh. It gives me a yucky feeling for sure.
Yeah, and it seems like that is translating through the cameras. I mean, we can see that they're fighting with almost every single cast member. 2 weeks ago, we saw the big showdown between Spencer Pratt and Jason Waller. Have you talked to Jason? Has he heard an apology from Spencer yet?
Oh, there will never be an apology. I don't think. I mean, I was hoping that there would be, because it's kind of like, I was kind of thinking like, once they see how bad that is, maybe they didn't feel it the night of because it was so heated. But when you watch it back, there's really no way to skirt around it, you know what I mean? And I saw something where he was blaming one of the producers for it. I'm like, you can't blame the producers for stuff that comes out of your mouth, right?
Exactly.
So now they're just going on a rant blaming the whole production for the way that they look, I guess, on the show. And it's really shitty because, see, I said it, I cussed.
It's okay.
But it's really poopy. But it's really bad because, you know, we could get another season, and then what? And I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Everything's so confusing right now. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, they're really big parts of the show. I mean, if we all go back, like, they are the Hills, right? So now there's all these new cast members, and their livelihoods are also depending on this show, right? Mine definitely is. I would love another season. But these two people that are really important are like important to the show, right? Are trashing it so much. Like, I don't really know how they could figure out another episode.
But at the same time, they also need the show. I mean, the entire episode last week was them talking about how they're in such debt and they have such money issues and things along that nature. So they need the show for their own livelihood. Yeah. On top of that, there's other cast members that have very interesting lives too. I mean, Caitlin almost seems like an OG cast member at this point with her relationship with Brody and bringing in her own relationship. And hopefully we'll get some little baby moments in future seasons. And then the more that we get to see you, fans are loving you more and more. So do you think the show could continue possibly without the Pratts?
I absolutely think that it can continue without the Pratts. I don't know. I mean, they're literally saying that they're going and working on their spinoff right now. So I hope, honestly, I wish them the best, and I hope that they get that. But I don't think that that should mean that the Hills can't go on.
What do you think the Hills should look like moving forward?
I mean, listen, I'm impressed because, you know, they were saying things like, oh, it's so dark and it's so serious this time around, and, you know, it's too like deep or like real, basically, you know?
Because people have real issues, so that's too much for them? I don't understand.
Right, but I feel like society's evolved a lot since back in the day, and when, you know, the Hills first came out, and I feel like people are actually really resonating with some of these more real, you know, issues and stories. And sure, we all want to see like the fun moments and the, you know, some wild moments, and there were plenty of drunk moments and silly moments and fights and things like that. But it's okay to show like real life issues because people relate to that. And I'm getting so much love in the DMs right now about like, and I'm just seeing everybody really kind of like loving this new vibe for the show. So I feel like it's positive, you know?
Especially because the Hills fans grew up with the show, right? So when they were watching the original cast, they were partying and going out and getting drunk, and that was their life.
Exactly.
Now that they're at a point, go ahead.
Can I say something about that? Sorry. Yeah. We shouldn't still be partying and getting wasted in the club. You know what I mean? And that's some of the stuff that I feel like Heidi and Spencer were upset about that we weren't doing, like up in the club with, you know.
But you guys matured and you're adults.
We're literally on our way to, you know, into our 40s. Like, that's not cute anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's time to like show our businesses and show our families and show our,
Exactly.
you know, like really like.
And I feel like your
grow
fan
up.
bases are also in the moment where they're experiencing those things too. They want to create their own businesses. They want to create their own families, and they look to you guys almost as role models because they grew up alongside you guys. So is that something that you want to show more? Like you have your own company, Pizza Girl. Is that something that you'd love to like bring cameras back into and show them all the stuff that you do in order to create a company as an independent woman?
Absolutely. I mean, I think right now it's just so important to like empower the young and up and coming, you know, women of, you know, the next few generations, because I feel like, yeah, it's important to see these powerful, you know, women do it on their own and do it for real. You know, I'm not just like a celebrity that puts my name on a product because I have a TV show. I have a company that I'm the CEO of, and I'm in the trenches and I'm working my rump off, working my rump off to make this company, you know, absolutely just what it deserves to be. And I feel like that's really exciting to see, you know, and we saw, you know, Kristen Cavalieri do that. We saw a lot of people like really turn their presence into like a really powerful business, and I think that's exciting. And I think, you know, I would love to be able to empower other young women to do the same thing. And, you know, once my company's at a certain level, you can guarantee that I will be finding other young women and, you know, other companies in the food industry and helping them out for sure. Absolutely,
I love that.
That's my
and
dream.
And you have a big episode coming up that's going to feature Pizza Girl. Tell us a little more about that.
I do. I'm so excited. I don't know. I never know what's going to make it onto the episode or on the cutting room floor, but I do know that the episode's coming up where we launch Pizza Girl. And we just launched Pizza Girl, and now we're already like getting so much love so fast. It's amazing how quickly this company is growing. I mean, we just landed, we're already on the shelves at Gelson's, we landed Bristol Farms, we just got Whole Foods.
Incredible.
Which is so exciting. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I can say from experience, because thank you very much for my bottles and jars of Pizza Girl, but I tried it and I made it for my roommates. They took one bite and they're like, what is this sauce? It's like so healthy. It has almost no calories in it. It's organic, and yet it tastes better than like the junky one.
Woo!
So like, props to
better,
Pizza
right?
Girl, definitely go try it.
Yeah, that's because we kettle cook it, and you don't have to put all the garbage in it in order for it to be delicious. You know what I mean?
It has so much flavor, and it's thick. It's delicious.
Thank you. Thank you
course.
so much. Yay!
I'm so excited for Pizza Girl to finally be featured on the Hills, for
Me too.
more Caroline to be coming out. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you
I really
so
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Hi, my name is Caroline DeMore, and you have just been buzzed. And you have just been buzzed.